Hello, my name is Isabel Scott. I'm 19 years old and I am a survivor of acute myeloid leukemia. Last year, in January of 2018, I had just come home from my first college audition at Converse College in Spartanburg, South Carolina, when I was rushed to the ER with a high fever and low blood counts. It was determined after a biopsy that I was to be diagnosed with leukemia. For the next 6 months, I was in and out of the hospital with very intensive treatments that left me weak and usually just not feeling very well. But thankfully, I had amazing doctors and I had so much support from my friends and my family and my church and even people I didn't know. And they just sent me so many good thoughts and prayers and things to entertain me while I was in the hospital. And I was found in complete remission after every single round. So thankfully, after the last treatment, which was particularly hard, I was actually in the hospital for 40 days, I was found clear and good to go home. Cancer for me, it in some ways was both positive and negative, if that can be understood. When I was first diagnosed, I was very scared and hurt, and I was angry, actually. I think cancer came at such a critical point in my life. I was 18, I had so many aspirations. I'm a harpist and vocalist, and I had a lot of schools I was auditioning for, and the fact that this hit me right after my first audition really hurt, but it worked out for the best, I think, because now I am a freshman in my second term at Converse College, which is where I had auditioned from the first. They were so willing to work with me and they were so friendly and they gave me so much support during my treatment even. But one of the things that really helped me get through this, besides all the support and all the good thoughts and the good wisdom of my doctors and the loving hand of God, was my harp. As an avid musician, I love to sing and I love to play. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to sing operatic arias in a hospital room, but I was able to have a room that was big enough that I could have my harp with me. And having that sense of normalcy to keep calluses under my fingers and to keep the notes in my fingers, it really meant a lot to me. And so I'm very grateful that I had that, and that was one of the things that was able to get me through, because I could play both for myself and I could play for others, for other people who are sick. And I know that having things like that and having school actually can really just help keep you so grounded, because it gives you something else to focus on. And that's something I've loved about being at school. I actually love my classes. I'm doing well in all of them. But unfortunately, school is not something, as I'm sure you're aware, that comes very cheaply. I've had a lot of help from the school to help support me itself, but there's still so much to be paid for. Especially as a musician, I have to pay for my lessons at the school. And I'm so thankful that organizations like yours, like you and Cam, that you have created these funds to help people like me and who have had to go through things like I have, to be able to fund themselves, to build a future for themselves, because that's what education is. It builds a future for you, and it gives you something to hold on to, I think. And so I'm very thankful to you and the Mesothelioma Cancer Alliance Scholarship. And I hope you consider me to be a good candidate for your work and for what you do and what you represent.